still undefeated. The Niners won 42-10 to start the regular season with a record of 5-0. For only the 5th time in franchise history, tight end George Kittle had 3 catches, all for touchdowns, including a reverse flea flicker. With us now is Stephanie Sanchez, of the host of the 49 Carats podcast. I mean, if you could have scripted it better, it couldn't have gone better for the 49ers. This morning, Steph, I was listening to Dallas talk show radio, and they're despondent. They're saying it was a fraud. The Cowboys are not in the same league as the 49ers. It all seems too good to be true. I'm sorry to ask this, what could go wrong? Injuries?
Yeah, I mean, that's probably the only thing that could stop the 49ers right now. This looks like the best team in football. I don't care that the Eagles are also undefeated. This San Francisco 49ers team is the best team in football.
And why do you say that? Is it because there's weapons throughout? Is it because of the offensive line, the killer defense that doesn't get rattled even when they give up big plays? They did give up a big play yesterday, and they got right back to business. What do you think is the number one thing?
They're winning in all 3 phases, Sal. I mean, the offense, you see it with Brock Purdy. It's taken on a new life form. He's increasing the ceiling of this offense, and so the defense as well. Fred Warner had an incredible game. Mitch Wishnowsky was doing a great job on those punts, and it's incredible.
Check this out. Here's Brock Purdy finding George Kittle for one of the 3 touchdowns he had. What I find about Brock Purdy, and obviously George Kittle, you know, he hasn't been used as much. He has a lot of people to throw to. He loves Brandon Ayuk.
Yeah.
Debo is not as much of a factor, but and here we are looking at you know, Kittle again. Kittle might be one of the guys who can sneak under the radar because they're watching Ayuk.
Yeah. And CMC. I mean, I really think this is one game where you saw the Cowboys kind of hone in on Christian McCaffrey, and they limited him pretty well. But guys like Kittle, guys like Brandon Ayuk are always going to step up. In that game where Brandon Ayuk was out a couple weeks ago, it was Deebo Samuel who stepped up, right? So it's really a pick-your-poison kind of offense, and that is dangerous for the rest of the league.
So let's talk about some of the other things that the teams that are gunning for the Niners. Is there anything that you've seen on the film that they could exploit?
Oh, man, it would be hard to say, right? I mean, leading up to this game, I really thought maybe the Cowboys would be able to limit some things that the 49ers
McCaffrey.
could
You said they were limiting McCaffrey.
I mean, but like I said, there's going to be other guys who step up in that case, and so it's really hard to have a game plan to stop this entire offense.
I mean, CMC still scored a touchdown. He did get the ball punched out, right?
Yes.
Out of his arms, and that happens. You know, that was a good play by them. But still, when they limit him, then the water has to go somewhere else, right?
Yeah, exactly. And by the way, Christian McCaffrey, 14 straight games with a touchdown. That tied Emmitt Smith, and who better to do that against than the Dallas Cowboys?
All right, okay, let's get back to the defense real quick before I let you go, because Nick Bosa had a sack.
Yeah.
But, you know, on the other side, the Dallas defense, Micah Parsons talking a lot, doesn't produce. Nick Bosa is very laid back, as we both know. You're one of his fans, right? He's laid back. He doesn't say much. The 49ers defense doesn't say much. They just go out on the field and they play.
They let their pads do the talking. And, yeah, Bosa had a sack in this one. Fred Warner was all over the place in this one. He had a sack. He had an interception. He forced one of those fumbles.
They're so fast.
He was all over. They're so fast. The Dallas Cowboys couldn't do anything on offense to save their life.
Right. And Dak, you know, was being pressured. Do you think that led to those interceptions? Or is that, I mean, Dak, let's be honest. I like the kid, but why did he throw those 3 picks?
It's Dak being Dak, and I think the 49ers are in his head. I mean, they could say whatever they want to deny that, but it's so clear when you see them play against this team. And, you know, the 49ers offense going out there and scoring right away put the Cowboys like back against the wall at the start of the game, so they really had the Cowboys where they wanted them from the beginning.
Stephanie Sanchez, 49 Carats podcast. Thank you for joining us. Niners rolling right now, and you know, I don't think they're going to go. I think every team eventually loses one, but they're off to a good start. Yeah. All right, and you can see the 49ers take on the Cleveland Browns right here on KTVU Fox 2 next Sunday. That's at 10 a.m.